Hey everyone, just wanted to do a quick quad chamfer video with Blender. Here's Max's quad chamfer. Um, this is pretty standard cube demo here. Um, so you can see on these edges here, it's wrapping around like this. You're getting this kind of thing, and this smooths fine. It's a pretty simple demo, but it's more just to see how the program handles it. We jump over to Blender. Their new bevel, they have they have a new algorithm that was just in the 2.8 beta. So while I'm not using this in production yet, it's really interesting. So let's take a look at this. So we're going to toss the bevel on here, and by default in Blender, here's how it was doing the quad chamfer. So you're having this arc here, um, or I guess this, it was welding here, and then when you toss on a subdivision, you can see we're kind of getting these unwanted areas. And so even though Blender's bevel was really cool, it was having some issues here with the new meter patterns, which I think are only going to get better in the future. You have outer meter and inner meter. So for outer meter, we could change that to arc. We can change it to patch like this. So for arc here, you're seeing we're actually getting a really nice point. And it's actually a little bit better than Max's because Max kind of meets in the middle here, and Blender's, as you can see, is pulling out to the point here. Same thing in these areas. Blender's actually going around properly. Same thing in this area as well. You can also change the inner meter, which I haven't really had a need for, but it's really cool to see that there's there's different options for this. So taking a look at that, I probably wouldn't use that, but it's really nice to have all the different options for the outer meter and inner meter of the bevel. The other great part about Blender's quad chamfer is the bevel width modifier. So what I'm going to do here is, let's say you're modeling and these edges, let me just change this to smooth. Um, yeah, let's say you're modeling, oh, that's why. Let's say you're modeling and you want these edges to be a little bit wider than these edges, or actually these edges a little bit tighter. The cool part is that Blender has the bevel width modifier. So you can see when we go into edit mode, these edges are all tagged blue, which means that they have like a bevel, mean bevel or bevel width here. So in Quad Chamfer, you're pretty much just selecting smoothing groups, which is great. In this one, you're kind of marking edges, similar to Maya, how you'd mark sharp and soft edges. You're marking the edges and assigning them an actual bevel modifier. So let's actually take a look at how this works. Um, so I'm going to select these edges here, and we know we want these a little bit tighter. So I have the mean bevel width set at 1. So if we change this to 0.5 now, you're seeing we're actually getting a tighter bevel here, and it's pretty nicely blending into here. And so now if we toss on the subdivision modifier and we turn off the overlays, we're getting a nice tight bevel here, wider bevel here. You can also increase the bevel width even more. So if we needed something really soft here, and then these edges needed to be a little bit tighter, we can go back into toggle overlays, edge, and we still have these edges selected. Also in my previous Blender build, I have you can set up ways to select your bevel width by number. So I could actually just, if I had this unselected in a previous build, you can hotkey it up or have a script that'll just select the 0.5. And so you could select that automatically, and then you could start taking these down, maybe to a 0.1. So now something that you could really never do with 3ds Max is just have two separate bevel widths in one modifier. And as you can see, it's definitely going to break in some areas here. So uh, you might not want to push it too far, or you could just push it and then clean it up afterwards. But it's really nice to just be able to have two different bevel modifiers, especially in areas where you have a model and then you have something like a screw or kind of smaller tertiary details. And with the default quad chamfer value, it's screwing a lot of that up. With this, you could change all those quad chamfer values or bevel modifier widths, make them a little bit tighter so that you don't get all out of that overlapping that you see in quad chamfer. That's it.